my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Keenan. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Make me put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like Kima. And give an F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Tryna earn 8 stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a Keeta. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque yo no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. He shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Y'all just talk, don't live it. And just took that route that seen it. I'm so outspoken like Reason. Jimmy Neutron, boy, young G's. And I'm a self-made man out of Sweden. And it's still off top, I'm tweaking. But I still gotta fight my demons. I ain't no good, I'm evil. I ain't been clean since Eden. It's a war going on outside. Make you put your hands on your head like the Macarena. That's why I gotta watch my demeanor. You know they locking up blacks and Latinos. It's the same old game, ain't nothing really changed but the
What is going on, Division 2 agents? This is Gamer for Life back with another Division 2 build video. And this time, this is going to be a 2-for-1 build video because I'm utilizing the same gear set, just tweaking it for the different guns that I'm using. First build I'm going to show you is the PvP section of the build. You saw the gameplay in the beginning, and that is utilizing Hunter's Fury gear set and with the Lady Death. The one thing I wanted to do with this build is make it all about burst damage. Use that first clip to completely destroy your enemy, at least get them down to the point to where they hardly have any health that you could take them out very easily, especially if you switch to your M870, but I'll get to that later. Now, this has a lot of amplified damage, which is multiplicative damage, and as you can see, with the 4-piece Hunter's Fury, we'll go over the gear set bonuses real fast. 2-piece plus 15% shotgun damage plus 15% SMG damage. 3-piece plus 20% armor on kill plus 100% health on kill. And then the 4-piece Apex Predator. Enemies within 15 meters receive a debuff, amplifying your weapon damage against them by 20%. Killing a debuffed enemy with your weapon disorients other enemies within 5 meters and amplifies weapon damage by 5% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 5 times, so you could possibly get an additional 25% more amplified damage. Now, I'm coupling the Hunter's Fury with Perfect Intimidate and Adrenaline Rush. Now, these are 2 talents I have not used in a build video in a while because I always like to try different things. I don't like using the same stuff over and over. It's been over a month since I showcased these 2 talents. I thought it was time to bring it back, especially for this build when I want to have as much burst damage as possible. So we are getting, well, I'll just go over the stats real fast. 170 armor, 6% crit chance, 12% crit damage with a 12% crit damage mod. The talent is Perfect Intimidate. While you have bonus armor, amplifies total weapon damage by 40% to enemies within 10 meters. Of course, that is coupled with the Perfect Adrenaline Rush. The Matador Walker and Harris named a backpack. The brand set bonus gives you plus 5% weapon damage, 170 armor, 6% crit chance, 12% crit damage with a 12% crit damage mod. Talent Perfect Adrenaline Rush. Whenever you are within 10 meters of an enemy, gain 23% bonus armor for 5 seconds. Stacks up to 3 times. One thing you can do that can get you more damage for your SMG is have a Sokolov piece here, instead of a Walker and Harris, because the difference between perfect adrenaline rush and just the regular one is 3% bonus armor. So instead of gaining 23, you would just be gaining 20, which is fine. The main reason I have this here is because I don't have a good Sokolov piece backpack at all. Not rolled the way I need it to be rolled. So unfortunately, I'm going ahead with this. But technically, I'm only losing 5% weapon damage because since the brand set bonus is giving me 5% weapon damage instead of having the 10% SMG damage. So this is the next best in slot for me anyway. But yeah, if you have a nice Sokolov backpack to put here with the Adrenaline Rush on it, I would definitely recommend doing that. So go over the attributes on my Hunter's Fury pieces. 170 armor, 12% crit damage, and 11.9% crit damage mod on my mask. My gloves, 15% weapon damage, 12% critical hit damage. Knee pads, 170 armor, 6% crit chance. And on the holster, 15% weapon damage with 12% critical hit damage roll. Now the guns that I'm using, and this is where the burst damage is coming into play. Obviously you see we get the 40% amplified damage from Perfect Intimidate. We've got the 15% damage from the 2-piece, and we get the 20% damage from the 4-piece of amplified damage. And on top of that, the Lady Death. This one is rolled 15% SMG damage, 21% critical hit chance, 6% damage to armor, with the talent Breathe Free. When moving, gain 4 stacks per second or 8 stacks if sprinting, up to 32 stacks total. Each round fired consumes a stack, amplifying damage by 75%. We can see for PvP that is by 60%. Kills grant plus 20% movement speed for 10 seconds. So your straight up burst damage when you get in front of a player, 60% from Lady Death, 20% from Apex Predator, amplified. I'm talking about the amplified damage. You also get 15% SMG damage for the 2-piece as well. But the amplified damage, that's 80% right there, and then you add the 40%, so you're talking about 120% amplified damage when you first come up on the player. On top of that, you get the 15% SMG damage from the 2-piece. That's just a lot of burst damage. And if for whatever reason you don't take him out with the first clip of your Lady Death, you can switch over to the M870. This one's rolled 15% shotgun damage, 12% damage to armor, 10% damage to target out of cover with close and personal. Killing a target within 7 meters grants plus 30% weapon damage for 10 seconds. Now this is great for if you have multiple players in front of you. Hopefully you're in a team, your teammates are helping you out, taking some of the heat off of you. But if you have multiple shade agents or rogue agents, depending on if you're rogue or fighting rogues, once you get that, if you switch over to M870, once you get that kill, you get the 30% extra damage for 10 seconds on top of the 4-piece extra 5% damage for a kill. So right off the bat, you're getting an extra 35% damage, which is pretty much, when you stack that onto the 1.3 million total damage, you're going to start one-tapping people. Unless they're just completely all blues with armor regen, you are going to start one-tapping people in front of you with this gun, with this M870. So I thought that was a nice combination to have those two with each other. We'll go ahead and look at the stats for the guns. Lady Death is sitting at a 59% critical hit chance, 145.9 crit damage, which is pretty decent considering this is more of a burst damage build. 70% headshot damage and 6% damage to armor. Now the M870, 38% crit chance, 140.9 crit damage, 65% headshot damage, and 12% armor damage. We are utilizing, you know what, we'll just go ahead and show we're utilizing Firewall, and that gets us this striker drone, or this striker shield, which is giving us another 11% damage per enemy in front of us. So that's just adding more damage to this build. It's a tier 4 shield, 40% active regen plus 150% shield health, a 20% holster regen, and 1.6% buff strength. Now the mods on this shield, 4.4 shield health and a 5% damage bonus per enemy, and an 8% shield health mod. Now I have the Decoy. This is probably one of the best skills to have in my opinion if you are strictly doing PvP in the DZ, especially if you're rogue. You put the Decoy down, and it hides your nameplate. Okay, now this has a 7.5% health mod and a 7.5% duration mod on it. And again, like I said, we're using firewall, so we'll take a look at that. Quickly go over it because I know I go over it all the time whenever I use it in these build videos. So anyway, plus 20% burn duration, plus 30% health on kill. Your armor kit recovers 200% armor and 200% health over 10 seconds. One of the main reasons we have this is it gives us a striker shield. You'll see in the latter part. In addition, the striker shield boosts the damage of the user and all allies behind them based on the number of enemies in front of the shield. On top of that, allies deal plus 10% damage to enemies that are within 10 meters of you. In this build, you are going to be within 10 meters of your enemies, so that's really good for your teammates. Plus 30% bonus armor during cover-to-cover moves, plus 50% pulse resistance, and on armor break, apply burn to enemies within 5 meters, which does not apply for PvP. So that is the PvP section of this build video. So I hope you guys give this a try and let me know in the comments if you run this type of build. I like to know how you tweak. I know some people, they like to run the Ridgeway's Pride and Wicked. So, you know, if you're doing something different like that, just let me know in the comment section. I would love to hear that. I always like hearing how you guys tweak these build templates that I put out. Obviously, everybody has their own play style, how they like to play the game. So now, the gameplay that you're gonna see at the end of the video is going to utilize a different type of shotgun, and that's going to be the Scorpio. Now, I had somebody asking about doing a build video with the Scorpio, which I already had this build in mind for. I knew I wanted to use Hunter's Fury for this because we're gonna get all of the stuff that I've already mentioned in the previous build. But on top of that, I wanted to use, since this is PVE, this is a strictly PVE build. I mean, if you want to use this in PvP, I can't really tell you how good it is in PvP because I don't really use a Scorpio in PvP. But obviously you can see what I've tweaked with this build. So I have a Badger Tuft for my backpack that has Vigilance on it, 154 armor, 6% crit chance, 10.2% critical hit damage with an 11.9% crit damage mod. And then I have Contracted Gloves, 15% weapon damage, 8% damage to armor, 6% critical hit chance. And of course, the 4 pieces of Hunter's Fury, we've already gone over the gear set bonuses. Only different piece that I'm running is this chest piece. And the main reason I'm running this is because the talent that the chest piece gives us, Endless Hunger, increases the duration of Apex Predator stacks from 10 seconds to 30 seconds. So that 4-piece Apex Predator, the buffs are going to last a lot longer, which is always a good thing in PvE. And this chest piece is rolled 15% weapon damage, 6% critical hit chance, 12% critical hit damage. And the Scorpio that I'm running has max everything, 15% shotgun damage, 12% damage to armor, 10% critical hit damage, talent Septic Shock. Shooting a target amplifies stacks of venom, which lasts for 10 seconds. Increasing stacks adds more severe debuffs to the target. So for 1, poison, 3, disorient, 6, shock, 7, targets take additional 20% damage from all sources. Stacks no longer increase. Duration of status effects is based on percentage of pellets hit on applying shot. You want to use this in PvP. The venom for PvP is bleed, disrupt, and ensnare. So the stats on this gun: 50% critical hit chance, 113.1 crit damage, 65% headshot damage, 20% damage to armor. And then the second gun that I'm using is the AKM, which gives it's 50% crit chance, 113.1 crit damage, 75% headshot damage, 14% armor damage, and 21% health damage. This Scorpio definitely hits hard, and it is a lot of fun to run. Again, I'm utilizing the firewall specialization. You'll get multiple enemies in front of you all the time, so that damage bonus per enemy in front of you, 11%, you're going to be getting a lot of extra damage with this thing. And yeah, I got the gameplay coming up. Hope you guys enjoyed this double build video. And as always, my friends on YouTube, take it easy.
Reinforcements en route. Detecting additional hostiles.